Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Microtopia, uh, the game for ants. Answers that question. Is this a game for ants? Yes, it's a game for ants. Um, Last time, let's go over a quick review. That way I was kind of looking at the colony, just trying to get myself back into the swing of things. I haven't played this save for a little bit, but uh, you know, just trying to make sure that we're on the same page and heading in the right direction, because I feel like we've been a little not too focused and we need to be a bit more focused. So let's work on that. So last time we reorganized our nested counter gates into something a little bit more attractive, but we're going to change that again probably. Re-Iterate, that's the subtitle of this game, Re-Iterate. But first, I think we need to continue working on how our colony layout is spaced. I don't think 4 tiles here is going to be enough. So let's spread this out a little bit. Give ourselves some more room to work. We'll move the trash can. We probably won't need that, but can keep it for now. Okay, I feel like 5 blocks will give us enough space to operate, more efficiently, more smoothly, because we want to get away from using these infinite lifespan ants. Okay, we can use them for special things like we are doing here, to just pick up stuff that we otherwise have ants that are on a time crunch, and we don't want to waste their potential. So, sorry about that. Yeah. So, we can use them to do these mundane menial labor without interfering, with these ants that only have 5 minutes of life, right? Because we want to avoid that as much as possible. We want to utilize them efficiently, effectively. That way we can progress through the game, right? Because we still have other islands to conquer, explore, etc. And speaking of that, I know I said that I didn't want to try and move too quickly, but ultimately we need to progress to the second island to make any substantial progress, because this wing here of the tech tree, it contains probably the most important ant in the game, which is the podworker ant, and then its powered variant, right, the podworker ant 1. So these ants, they basically don't die. This ant will degrade once its timer runs out into this ant, and this ant can die, but you can, re-inject it with some energy and reinvent this ant basically, and use them forever. So, right now we can't really utilize our entire population, our max population. We just can't. Our ants die too quickly, so we need some way to have some, semi-permanent ants, at least some ants that we can control their life more clearly, than by waiting for them to die, essentially, and then turning them into something else, right? But in order to do that, we have got to get down to the second island, because they require glass. And light bulbs before we can begin to make those ants. But I would be lying if I said I wasn't trying to actually make this series enjoyable. So I have been practicing on a colony that's similar to this one, and I've gained a lot of insight just playing that save, and I think I have some ideas to make it happen, make the transition into a new island more smooth than it otherwise might be, just utilizing the drones here. So that's going to be one of the things we work towards today. This has been a longer intro than I wanted, but I'm going to do just, I'm going to put a timer because I don't want the video to be too long, but hopefully it'll be around 30 minutes, and I'll probably record one more immediately after. Alright, so let's get into it. And the first thing that, again, we wanted to make ourselves a little bit more spacious here, give ourselves more of a room to operate. And let's get the game going. We'll put our these elder ants here. Oh, this guy can go in here, actually. I pulled him at the wrong time. And so now we have created a dilemma, right? Because we need still somebody to be pulling eggs out of the queen. And we can have that be somebody that, you know, is a timed worker. Now that we have the elder gates and all that stuff. So that's another thing we're looking for, is where are we going to send our elder ants? And I think over here is the correct answer. You know, we've already got so many ants that are just ripe for the picking, right? That need to go somewhere. And we want to utilize them, right, as much as possible. So let's delete this, just get rid of that. This can... let's see, we'll turn around this way. And we'll make them come out there. We'll bring this sort of up here. Yeah, that's exactly what I want. And we'll reinvent this in a bit, but you know, for now this is going to be just fine. Take the trash can. Immediately when they enter, they're going to use the trash can. Hopefully, though, we won't have to worry about that too much because, you know, we're going to be monitoring that as closely as possible. The first thing we want to do on our elder path is grab a cascade. Somewhere in the beginning, we want to take them out. We want to take these other ants out that we aren't going to use in this part of our... that doesn't go there. He goes up here. In this part of our chain. So we only want the small ants in here. So we're going to take our large workers and move them out. Then we're going to immediately make ourselves a little trail here and have one ant be in there at all times. And we'll bring these ants to life. And again, the first thing they're going to do is they're going to wake up, they're going to feed the queen, and then they're going to go from there. And we want to do that with every ant. That's part of our design philosophy for this playthrough. You know, I don't know how viable it is in the end game, right? But you know, so far in what I have done, it's been pretty good. It takes care of itself basically. And let's do this. Let's go this way. And in fact, we want to bring it down here because we want them to enter from here. This can go away. And let's actually make this one up here. Give ourselves some more space. Okay. Alright, so we've separated our elderly ants into two categories, which is going to be, you know, vitally important for us. We don't want to have our mixed up ants because we want to keep the supply chain flowing, right? It's okay if they die. We're not worried about it. We'll see how many died during the report. Let's turn this to 0. We don't need anybody in there. Bring them out. Oh, exactly not where they were supposed to go. Thank you. Get rid of this for now because it's just totally not necessary. And so we have also down here an assembler making digger ants, trying to clear this area out for us to expand into. And that's very well and good, but you know, I want to do something else. And again, I try not to pause this game. I know how, you know, kind of frustrating, maybe, annoying it can be to wait on whatever this person is doing, right? But sometimes you gotta pause. And one of those times is right now, so we're going to pause really quick. We're going to remove all of these trailheads because I want to do something different. I'm going to grab a cast gate and I am going to send only the small workers here. Alright. Why am I going to do that? Because over here, I'm going to take this assembler, I'm going to use it over here to clear some of this area first. If you notice, this island is way longer in width than it is in height at almost every point. So we want to utilize that space, you know, essentially the equator line. You know, and it's different on the desert island, right? Because it's a big donut. So we can't do the same thing. But this spot is going to be nice to build on. You know, there's some big areas to build on, and we'll get there. We don't want to get ahead of ourselves, but, you know, again, sometimes it's just about reiterating on your base, making sure that you have things in the right place. You don't want to be, you know, if you set yourself up for a failure, you're going to be pretty upset. So we want small workers to come in here, and again, we're going to utilize that over here in a bit. So let's remember how many we had. It was like 10 here. We won't need that many though, because again, our population is huge. We can't even use that many. So we won't be too stressed out by that. This will be 8. I don't even think we're going to have that many ants to begin with. And this one, we'll just use a normal, we can use a normal ant. We don't worry. Whatever gets in there, it gets in there. Maybe use 1 or 2, probably 2. You know, we will need to clear this out, but we aren't extremely stressed at the moment. All right. So it looks like I have not done any elder gates on this production chain either. We need to fix that, which is good because I don't like the way it's set up anyway. Yeah, this divider is very easy, very simple, very crude, but we can make it look nicer, and we want to do something that's tileable, right? We want to do something that lets us expand easily and quickly, and let's try and do something like that. So let's get all these ants out of here. You can drop your stuff off, and then take them out. You also, away with you. Okay. And then we'll clear out these paths and we'll try again. Okay. So this is going to be basically our general design, and even 3 is going to be fine. 4 might be too many, but we can hang on to that. Now what are we going to do here? Let's start with our production line, our hauling trail. We'll use a counter gate to begin our trail into the smelter, and out of the smelter we're going to use a timer gate, and we're going to set that timer gate to 0 seconds, because we just want something to be open. You know, what if we run out of scrap metal, right? We want them to be able to continue along and eventually get to an elder trail. You know, that would be ideal. Oops. And again, we want to connect these things. Now we can put our hauling trail there, and everything is set. This allows us to do a couple things. We can set an elder gate out here and into our line. Get everything going in here. It needs to be going. We'll get to the large workers in a minute. We have a bunch of research points, so we're not too worried. But then it also allows us to insert, and we'll check. Again, you always want to check to make sure that your trail is valid, it is complete. And the way we do that is by clicking on the initial counter gate. That's going to tell you whether the trail is complete or not. And if the entire trail is green, you have made a successful trail. It is complete. And that means that, no ants can enter at any time that they're not welcome, such as when an elder ant leaves the trail. And, you want to keep your production at 100% as often as possible, right? You don't want to be waiting around for ants to enter, or having too many ants be in one spot. That's just a waste of the potential time that you have. Because again, this game asks the question, what if your sorters, what if the things you use to create all your wealth is is a finite in terms of time, and you know you don't want to waste that time, right? So we always want to be creating new ants. We always want to be feeding them as much as we can, and we'll continue to do that as we hook up our production lines, as we utilize our production lines to take our elder workers into something new. And again, I don't like the way this is set up, right? We want something that's tileable, that looks nice, and that doesn't get us into too much trouble, okay? So, well, I mean, yeah, I don't know. We also can't put the dispenser where I want, so we need to redesign this anyway. And I really like the idea of having the storage next to the main trail. I think that's way nicer in terms of aesthetic than, you know, continuously pushing it further and further away. So let's do that with all of these. And again, it's a good practice, right, to remember how our nested counter gates work, and how our not carry gates work, and how our carry gates work, because we really want something that takes care of itself, that we do not have to keep our eye on, right? Every time we have to, you know, be focused on some small detail is a less amount of time that we can be focused on growing the colony, and we want to avoid that, right, as often as possible. Damn. Okay, that's gonna work. That's beautiful, actually. Remember, you always want the hauling line to be where you want work to be done. Let's see if this works. Yep, everything is set up to be considered one individual trail, and that's what we want more than anything. You know, just something simple, nothing crazy. We can also, you know, let's say we have 3 iron blocks and they can't complete the work, so he gets stuck here. We also want this guy to be able to get the hell out of here. Yeah, so we will do it like this. And we'll just cut through here because I think that's a little bit cleaner. In fact, we'll do that here anyway. We'll do that here. And head that way. Yeah, I think that's very nice. Let's do that. Try and keep it within 2 tiles. Right? That would be very nice. Trying to keep within 2 tiles here. Okay. So now we have... Oh, okay, so yeah. We talked about this yesterday, how this is kind of a bad idea. Combining our exit gates, and we can talk a little bit about that. So what's going to happen is we are going to want some system, right, where we can say, all right, this thing is full, these guys are carrying, but we don't want them to exit out of here without, or, you know, with something in their hands ever. We just want them to be, you know, able to walk freely all the way to the graveyard, basically, right? This is going to be our graveyard, and then go on to the next stage of their life. An ideal world, that's our goal. Okay. So, yeah, looks like we're still in a really good spot with our. We could probably add a second individual here. That will allow us to really get going, and we've completed our larva dispenser, or I'm sorry, larva storage, which again, you can use this dispenser to pull the larva out and transfer them places, so that's going to come in extremely handy when we start utilizing our drones, which we can start momentarily, right? We are actually a lot closer to moving to the second island than we give ourselves credit for, and that's fine. We're in a good spot, you know? Okay, it looks like, see here, we forgot these guys, and that's an issue. So let's head here. And these guys will find their way in to that separate trail there if we don't intervene. So we intervened. Bob, I need you to intervene. Guess the movie. I need you to intervene. Do something. Okay. So the next thing we'll probably want to set up, but you know, we're trying to get some iron plates here. And I know I spoke about editing software, and I want to do that. I might help to make things more palatable. I know it's, you know, you just listen to me ramble for 25-30 minutes, but doing it this way, talking it through, really helps me to organize my thoughts, because if you can tell, I'm a rambler. If I don't, you know, focus my thoughts, I end up not getting anything done for, you know, half an hour just staring at my colony like bleh. And you know, that doesn't do anybody any good, right? Let's get out of here. Let's reinvent this trail here for a sec and get more. We want that. Yeah, okay. So yeah, already I feel more comfortable. You know, it's more organized. We can do more here if we want. Again, we were able to make this within 2 blocks, so we could, in theory, put another production line, you know, immediately here. This will, you know, destroy our iron block supply, but you know, it's still large. Like, we have a lot. So, you know, maybe if we just had one here, it might not be too bad. Because we definitely want to get some screws going. Remember, the point of this is to get over here and clear some of this area out with our miners, right? And in order to get miners, we need an assembler with screws. This one is, I think, attached to screws, so we can need to change it to fabric. Perfect. Let's see. Put that here just to remind ourselves of what it is and why we want it there, or we need to keep it satisfied, just like our queen. Love you, queen. Shout out to all the queens. Okay, here we go. Now, what I think okay, let's finish this up, and then we'll actually be done for today, at least this episode. I'll start the outro now. Thanks for watching. I appreciate you. Oops, it's not nice. Hope to catch you the next time you're here. And again, thank you to the subscribers. As of this recording, I have 2 subscribers. When I catch your names, I will say them in the video. I think I saw one. I think it is Say It. The person's name is Say It. Thank you, Say It. If I find the other one, though, it's on. Let's get one here. The trail looks fantastic. I'm really impressed. The only thing we forgot, of course. You know, no problem. We have them ready. Actually, also the thing we forgot. Okay, good. And the last thing we need to do is trail. Trail. And we're out. Okay, perfect. Well, again, we've got a couple minutes left, so but I'll probably just end it early. This has been a, you know, nice little episode of refactoring, reorienting everything, reiterating on our starting supply. Yeah, we're still cruising on the ants, so we have a nice supply of energy as well. It's something we want to maintain. We don't want to run low on that. But, I think next episode we will be able to finally get something going over here on the desert island. But until then, thank you for watching. Appreciate all your views, any comments you have, and we'll catch you next time. Take care.